Okay, so this monitor isn't plugged in solely because I am out of power cables and VGA cables, and there's not enough things in that VGA switch to plug into. So this, I still had to figure out the video circuit, which I can't completely plan out right now. It's close. It's a week before Black Friday, and Black Friday sales are going on. So I got these at Skycraft, but I realized it was male to female, and I need the male to male ones. So I'm gonna I've ordered some gender adapters for this, so I can plug them into this. But the video switch can switch between seven different outputs and duplicate across 2 monitors. So the idea was that I have well, actually I can do this right now. This cable, this VGA cable. Well, I'll work on that later, because I was going to say that this can go to the TV. This, what's likely going to happen with this device, my PC, is that because it's decent and has a pretty decent GPU in it, that's going to feed separately into the TV monitors and everything, independently of the video switch, because all of these can take multiple inputs. But that way, this computer needs to be fixed, because it did not like when I tried to replace the drive in it. But that way now, my room's still a mess because I had to reorganize everything. But now, when I want to sit and play video games or watch a movie or something, I can lay on my bed and watch TV or play Portal or whatever other game I want to play with the TV right there. And it would be easy enough for me to control switching from this and everything with the video switch. And so it's currently set up such that I haven't powered it on yet. I did all of the wiring before trying to power anything on. Some of these Ethernet switches are terminated properly with current lengths, and some of them aren't. Right now, I just got the basic topology set up. That literal server will be configured as a RAID eventually, as a RAID server to practice setting up RAID. Then I just found an additional router, because I realized that if I was going to properly demonstrate miniaturized data center concepts, that would need to be its own proper zone, and for that I needed another router. We're one of those with the IT family, with Indian families, it's not you find the IT guy, it's find the person who is not the IT guy. So we have plenty of routers that I can use. So that's been in storage for a really long time, so I just grabbed that one. I think that's actually way more recent than any of these, because that has a USB 3.0 port on it. That's a switch that I got at Maker Faire, generously from a guy named Dave, who has this little fin thing. The video switch, also from the Finn guy. Forget his company name, but yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, so that's the switch. I mean, the server I got at the repurposed project in Gainesville when I was up there briefly. All of these also from the repurposed project. All of the switch and everything This is off of Facebook Marketplace. And this one is Phil, my original router pal. I promised him that one day I would involve him as part of the Homelab, and there he is, the main router. This one's the Bastion host. This one, obviously, I can't really put a Bastion host on there because that would only leave one machine. Didn't really make much sense. This is going to be, my main computer, the RAID server, and any other file serving stuff. And I guess my laptop's on the other side. I had to figure out how to hook my old laptop's on the other side of things. But essentially they have identical configurations, and the idea is that they're all stacks of compute. All the compute is connected to the switch. The switch is connected to the router, and that's duplicated across 3 independent zones. And the routers are then so the routers are all connected to each other, and everything is then independently connected into this device, which is the wireless access point for the home network. Now, the home network is on 10.0 subnet, and the internal network is using a completely different subnet to not clash with anything on the home network, on the 172 block. And so I have not powered anything on, but my phone is running out of space, so I'm not going to record that right now. I just wanted to sort of record like a basic update. So the idea being that these are reusable, all except for my PC, all repurposed and reused hardware that is attempting to demonstrate data center concepts in a miniaturized version. The LAC rack is a really popular configuration that people do, where originally it was Google who came up with the idea of using IKEA LACs, which happen to have an internal length of exactly the same size as rack mountable units. And I came to realize that that IKEA Calyxes also work similarly with these workstations, 3 of them, perfectly inserting into these things. So, especially because of how modular the Calyxes are, you can basically store cables and unicorns and whatever you need to in there. And the idea is that these would be modular, and you could design them for different purposes and plug them into different things. I will make a video eventually explaining everything, but this is just sort of like my YouTube update for things. And so like the modularity is kind of like based on the idea of like how a Rubik's Cube works, where if you imagine this being a 3x3 Kallax, you would design this in such a way that you could plug these into each other and sort of reconfigure. This is the sci-fi idea that I had in mind of using the data center as a talk about the Matrix. But yeah. So yeah, that is my update for right now. The cooling system event, I have another one of these, but when I make, the final edited video, I'll have that here. But for right now, this is mine. So this is cooling this. Ideally, you'd have one for each zone, but they're all on separate power systems. So this one is it's just for this rack, and it's plugged into that. I'm making sure that I'm not exceeding 1,500 watts per outlet. And of course the power strip will help with that. So that one's in that one. All of this side is including the don't think this is plugged in yet, but in the ventilation, the cooling is plugged into this, which is on my bedside, and all of this is plugged into that power strip, which is still being worked on, and that's plugged into that outlet. This one threatens to exceed the power capacity, but it shouldn't. As long as my whole room doesn't really exceed 1,000, as long as it doesn't exceed 5,000 watts, because there's a really big HVAC system on the other side of the wall that our house is designed to be able to take a really high power draw, because we have a lot of high power systems. But yeah, so this is designed to sort of to ensure that airflow sort of it shouldn't really block the airflow, but it's designed to sort of push the air and guide it through. And yeah, so I am out of space, so I will upload this video when I have another update. Well, I'll upload another video when I have another update, so